This is, when people tell me, "Hey, Cheezo, what would you like to do for your birthday this year?" And you know what? I regretfully inform them that I want to start off by saying, "Welcome to the Leveled Up podcast, sponsored by Underleveled, with Michael Nightmare, Jaw21, and El Cheezo." Today is a little different, as you can see. We got a little bit of gameplay, and honestly, I felt like we were going to talk about this gameplay, but I kind of just wanted to be background like visuals, right?
I love it. That's how it has to be.
So as you can see, I am again joined by my fellow streamers and underleveled compatriots, Michael Nightmare. As you can see, he's a young, brash Dalmatian looking for his big break.
My name's Marshall.
His name is
Okay.
Marshall, the
Marshall
fire dog.
Fire Marshal.
There you go.
Fire Marshal. Marshall Mathers.
Maybe.
Fire
Maybe.
Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill. I forgot about him. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's an old one. See, if Angel was here, he would not have known.
He wouldn't have got it.
Angel, we were singing some songs he didn't know. Like, it's terrible.
And by the one and only Jaw21, the man with the plan, the man with the hands. Don't ask me how I know that. Don't ask me why we call him that either.
How do you know that?
Oh,
It's
if you sign up to our $1 Patreon, you'll find out why Jaw21 is called the man with the hands.
And you go, Patreon will tell you all.
Yep, you'll unlock it. It's almost like some other sort of subscription-based platform where you can find out strange, miscellaneous information about people.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is correct.
Weird.
Only fan friends.
Yeah, only homies.
Only the homies. Only the homies.
But yes, again, this is the actual first episode of the podcast where we're going to be talking about a couple of things that you.
Like the last episode doesn't count?
No.
Oh wow.
No, that's for us. That's for our eyes only.
That was for us.
Yeah, that was for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The podcast you'll never ever get to see. Actually, we were talking about certain things that, hey, you know what? That might get us canceled. But this time,
never again.
Never, unless you join the $10 a month Patreon, and maybe maybe we'll get you. But
maybe, just maybe.
Today we have a show for you. We are going to be talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the start, as far as we know, to about closing in on Phase 4.
Phase 4 is Black Panther or Wakanda Forever is the last one for Phase 4.
Fantastic, and we just passed She-Hulk and I Am Groot.
I am Groot. She-Hulk's on episode 3 on Thursday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I'm liking She-Hulk a lot, actually. More,
I have not seen anything about She-Hulk at all.
I know. I like Miss Marvel. I like Miss Marvel, but I like She-Hulk more than Miss
I agree.
Yeah,
that's fair. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. Phase 1. We got the first Iron Man movie. We got Robert Downey.
Wait. Are we doing in order to come out?
No.
Are we doing order chronological? Are we doing chronological order?
Chronological order. No, we're doing it from the year they came out.
The year they came out. Okay.
So Iron Man being the first one, followed by the Incredible Hulk. But let's talk about the freaking Iron Man and how that's going to set up the rest of this fucking unbelievably strange universe that we've caught ourselves into.
Oh man! Iron Man.
Let's preface by me saying I haven't seen every single one of these movies.
What?
But I know what's going on. Yeah,
you've ruined them all for yourself, is what you're saying.
Yes, this is fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
All right.
That one
Um,
scene when that one character dies, you already know. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
wow,
me.
Making sure.
wow, that's
Whoa.
that's kind of upsetting. Um, have you seen Iron Man?
I have seen Iron Man. I love Iron Man.
I
Iron
hope
Man
you
was a
saw. I
banger.
hope you saw Iron Man. That's
I
like
did.
Yeah,
I did.
12 years ago or
I
something.
no,
yeah.
it's yeah, basically 14, but no
Holy
no
fuck.
one's actually counting.
I don't
Uh,
count.
No one's paying
What are
attention.
numbers to anyone?
friggin' yes, I did see Iron Man. Awesome movie. I kind of only watched it because I knew Jeff Bridges was going to be in it,
Jeff
and
Bridges.
Okay,
so
okay.
that was fucking, that was a little,
Obadiah Stane, right?
yeah, that was a little shock to me that the movie itself was actually good, because I was coming into this thinking, oh, this might this might suck. So
Same.
Yeah, yeah.
but what,
I honestly I didn't think it was gonna suck. When I heard Iron Man and John Favreau was involved, I was hooked. I was like, it's gonna be good, and it was. I loved every minute of it.
okay, all right. So with that said, that little bit that we've said, um, we get the Incredible Hulk next. What a contrast! And this Incredible Hulk is the one with Ed Norton, right? This is like the
Yes,
Mhm.
very
yes.
first Incredible Hulk.
It's not the first one.
Not the first
Well,
no.
well, for this MCU,
Yes.
For the MCU, yeah.
yes.
They're going with
Which
Eric Bana.
yeah, the Eric Bana one. Like I was excited to see that Hulk when it came out, and then uh,
That's
I don't know, they just kind of twisted it around. And I'm like, that's not how Hulk is.
But the video game with the Eric Bana one was fantastic.
That was pretty
what was the
fantastic.
name of
I'm
that game? It
not
wasn't just the Hulk, right?
It was Incredible Hulk, I think actually.
Wasn't
yeah.
it? God, there was
The
another one
Incredible
that
Hulk.
had a dumb name. It had like a surname or sub name. That was very good. It's on the Xbox.
Mm,
The
mhm, mhm.
Xbox. I thought the Incredible Hulk was really good. Um, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm honest. Like all the ones that first came out, I was just so excited because I'm getting all these comic book characters coming. You know, I mean, we had the X-Men, we've had like Batman. You know, so it was nice to see without even knowing them doing a bigger story altogether, like a big team up story.
Yeah, I mean when we first saw those films, we had no idea what it was going to
Yeah,
become, right?
No,
yeah.
definitely.
No idea.
Especially
But look,
Iron Man. When you first saw Iron Man, you didn't think that was.
I
I
thought
just
that
thought
was
it
I
was
it.
thought it
like,
was a
oh,
one-off.
I
yeah,
thought
Yeah.
that
like
was it.
oh,
And then,
Uh,
we get the Incredible Hulk, you get the story, you get
But
what
even with the Incredible Hulk, it wasn't like it was tied to anything at that time,
no.
right?
no, no.
I,
The only thing that because I don't know about you guys, but I is such a nerd. I stayed to the end of all those movies. Every single
Hmm.
one, I'll stay to the end. And so when Iron Man ended, you get Samuel coming out, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like he's Nick Fury. That's freaking awesome. Like that makes sense because at the time they were doing the Ultimate series on the comics, and Nick Fury was like his redesign looked a lot like Samuel Jackson. So it was like really cool that they did that. Uh, and so I was super pumped. And then even after Incredible Hulk and credits, you get what's his name, Tony Stark showing up at the end,
Hmm.
and I thought that was like super awesome too.
yeah. Uh, it's just, so, obviously we got the first two movies, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk. And then they put you for a loop because we were just talking about, like, oh yeah, we thought this Iron Man movie, that was it. We were just, that's the
Yeah,
end. It was gonna be the Iron Man movie, and that's it. Then, bam, 2 years later, you get hit with Iron Man 2, and then
yep,
then we start building on this what's gonna be this freaking gigantic legacy of fucking Marvel movies. Iron Man 2, I did watch that movie, but that's like the one that like escapes me a lot. Is this the one with Mickey Rourke, part two?
yes,
Whiplash.
yes, yeah.
Right, okay. So that's the one, this is the one that escapes me, unfortunately. So if you guys have anything to lead up to this, I would appreciate that.
And it's also introduced. That's the first time they introduced Black Widow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. that's what I was super excited about was Scarlet being Black Widow. I wish they got more. I don't know. It's so it's. I'm such a fan of villains, but they didn't. You barely get anything of Whiplash and his motive in the thing. It's more focused on like Tony
Well, and
and
they threw in Hammer too,
oh yeah,
and they
and you
didn't
think he's
even
the villain too?
and they didn't even build that out at all,
No,
right?
no.
They just let that die, and it's like, okay, well, you have Sam Rockwell,
Who's a great
and
actor too.
yeah, and they just like they never brought him back, and now it's like maybe they'll bring him back someday, but it's a little like late now, I
A
think.
little late. Yeah, I don't see what they would bring him back for. Maybe
They could
in
do
fighting Spider-Man for something.
they could do Ironheart maybe.
Oh yeah, Ironheart. That's right. That's on the docket down the road.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, did that one have a freaking end cutscene?
Iron Man 2? They all
I think
do.
so. Yeah, they all did at that from like literally I think Iron Man 1 on, they all had them.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what Iron Man
Forever.
2
I'm trying to like.
was.
I don't remember what it was though.
I'm trying to
Yeah, I
use
don't remember what it was either.
but I got this fucking Paw Patrol thing. Like that I'm like at the time, dude.
So distracting.
Yeah.
You
I
love
know.
it.
I'm trying to like. I'm clicking on artwork and I'm trying to like click. Do this
Oh.
artwork and I'm like,
Paw Patrol is all that matters, guys.
oh, that's all that matters. You know what? I'm saving the scene. I'm not
Paw
doing
Patrol
this.
is love.
God damn it.
Paw Patrol is life.
Paw Patrol is life.
So I believe I was just told that the ending cutscene for that was the showing or the bringing up of Thor, the hammer.
Oh, was it?
Oh, the hammer. That's right. It was. They went to the Coulson goes to the desert. He gets called away in the middle of the movie for something.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He was.
We're building.
I forgot about that's like a major key point in the movie because Coulson is there and Iron Man is like down and he's trying to figure because he's like getting poisoned by like the thing that's keeping his heart, keeping him alive, right?
Yeah.
And Coulson's there to bring him something in like some files and then tell us I'm leaving because he's got another he got reassigned to something.
Right.
And so, and that's right. That was the scene.
Cool. All right. And then with that, we're followed next year by Thor, the movie, which I kind of hate that movie.
Really?
I
think that's it's an underrated movie. I think
I love the first Thor.
Yeah, I really liked the first Thor. I was a big fan of it when it came out.
It sold me on Thor, to be completely honest.
I think I prefer the goofy Thors like Ragnarok.
Oh, for sure, no doubt.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. But I think
not even a question.
To introduce Thor, I think this is such a simple story, and like it kind of just makes him more, I guess, relatable and human because he loses everything, right?
Yeah.
And so
they brought him down.
They brought him down.
Okay.
So I think it's such a really simple story. You didn't need a lot. Loki's messing around.
Right.
And so it's just done really well. And then you think Loki's dead.
I think that's the one that actually literally sold me on it, to be completely honest. Like it more sold me the whole MCU than ever before.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I think you might be right.
So,
I was invested after that.
I'm gonna give you that.
Was
one. That's the one that brought you into the MCU. So, that's like I'm not gonna talk shit about that first, like at all.
If you didn't like it, you didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it personally, but that, like I said, it's because I've already seen Ragnarok. I've seen Ragnarok, and
so you saw Ragnarok before you saw that original.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Have you watched number 2?
The fucking Dark World.
Yeah. So we can skip that one once we get to it. We can skip that one.
So next up here, we got freaking Captain America: The First Avenger.
I really dig that movie too.
So that is actually my favorite
I was about to say, which is a movie I did like a lot.
Of this phase?
Yeah.
Of this
of
phase?
phase 1 for sure. Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it really? Interesting.
Yeah. It's the movie that made me like Captain America, actually.
I was never a big Captain America fan growing up as a, like collecting comics. I wasn't like that.
So
it's kind of like Superman to me. I'm like,
My love for Captain America doesn't just like, it doesn't come from the comics. It comes from the fact that I played fucking Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh yeah,
and it has the absolute sickest special in the game, where he just grabs you and beats the living shit out of you, throws you up in the air, and he does this whole combo. But no,
and he does that. He does that in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just they tie it all together. So
also, there's a great video game for that movie.
For Captain America?
Mm-hmm. It's basically Batman, but it's Captain America instead.
Yeah.
We gotta figure that.
I have it for PlayStation 3, but I don't have it with me. So
wait, which Batman? Which Batman movie?
Oh no, it's the Batman Arkham games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how
it plays just like an Arkham game. It's like they just ripped off the Arkham games.
Really? That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I have to look it up.
Oh, it's so good.
God, can we do that? Like figure out a way to fucking get that together, where we just
go stream it.
Go stream
it. Go play it. Yeah.
I love that game. It's so good.
Or we'll play Arkham.
I'm down to play Arkham. I still have all the Arkham.
That's easy to play because it's even on PlayStation Plus, I believe.
So. Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
That might be it. Actually, I think I own all of them too.
Yeah,
so
I own them all. Also.
Yeah.
So weirdly enough, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but yeah, Captain America: First Avenger. Obviously, the story of how Steve Rogers became fucking Captain America, super secret, super soldier serum.
Yeah,
and whatnot, and his inevitable fucking getting frozen and all that whatnot. This is where we're starting to like definitely build the storyline for the rest of the series, or the rest of like phase 1 and 2 going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super pivotal point, super cool moment. As far as it goes, I know a lot of people like Captain America: First Avenger, but for me, the movie that did it, that was like, all right, I'm invested, was actually the Avengers.
Yeah. So I think everybody was at that point was.
Yeah, that's when I was.
It didn't seem real.
Because everybody came together, and it was just like this thing was like, oh, okay, this is way bigger than we thought it was gonna be. Like, we thought we were just gonna get these single movies, or we're gonna get these like
this is really happening.
We're really getting a superhero team up. That's unheard of.
But it almost did feel like when it was gonna end, it was gonna be like that was it, right?
Yeah, that was the end of it. It's not gonna ever happen again.
Right.
There's no more movies after this. This was it. You're done, guys.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Avengers. I liked probably all of it from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
I can't think of a movie in this particular phase that I liked more. Probably Iron Man was the one that I liked right under this, but the Avengers was definitely the one that was a pivotal moment. It definitely showed the growth of the MCU, and that it was going to be a force to be reckoned with in the cinema, like league, I guess.
I would put if we're gonna rate those movies and the phases, I would definitely put like probably Avengers at number 1.
Okay.
Captain, then Thor, then Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, and Iron Man 2 is at the bottom for me.
Okay. What about for you, Mike? If we're gonna be doing it by phases, what would be your rank for this?
It's probably Captain America, then Avengers, then Thor, then Iron Man 1, Incredible Hulk, and then Iron Man 2.
That's so tough.
That's kind of close. So I'm Avengers, Iron Man, Captain America, Incredible Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man 2.
I mean, I mean, honestly, in that it's tough to pick one because they're all really good movies. They're all good standalone movies.
For sure.
Yeah. But now it's now we have to think of them as
Iron Man 2 is just the weakest of them, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think Iron Man 2 is the weakest of them all too, also.
I actually think Iron Man 3 is weak, but we'll talk about that.
We're going to get to that.
We'll talk about that right now, actually. This is the movie I didn't watch. Iron Man 3.
Yeah,
So
you
you
didn't
guys
really
have a
miss
field
much.
day.
So Iron Man 3 for me, and I know we're gonna go right. It's gonna say I'm honestly gonna segue right into Thor, Dark World. They both are the same for me. They were just meh.
Yeah, they're just
I
yeah.
and
I agree,
they didn't
100%.
push anything along for me. They didn't do anything for me after the story. Yeah, it's Tony in Iron Man 3. Tony was still feeling the effects of like what happened to him in Avengers,
Mhm.
mentally, and all that stuff.
I feel
And
like tonally they were trying to do serious, but they like went too serious,
yeah,
and I think that was the biggest downfall for those
well,
movies.
yes, and also for me, Iron Man 3. They said they have the Mandalorian, right? Not the Mandalorian. Wasn't the Mandarin?
Mandarin, yeah,
Yeah, the Mandarin.
yeah.
He's a great villain, and you got Ben Kingsley playing him, like sweet, and
But
then
it's fake.
it's not
It's a
him.
fake
Yeah, it's
out.
not him. It's not him,
And we
Yeah.
and
realized.
it kind of pissed me off.
So for the sake
We get that character later, so
for the sake
Yeah,
of the shame,
yeah, it ends up being better down the road, but like at the moment when they came out, I was not happy about it. I was like,
for the sake of the shame, we're gonna skip Iron Man 3 for the most part and Thor Dark World because there's really not much to say.
nothing to
We're
say.
gonna move right into
The
Cap.
only thing they could say about Thor 2 is that they brought up the ether, and so there's you're starting to see crystal
the Infinity
Infinity
Stones,
Stones, because you get one in Thor, you get it in and Captain America. You see some of these relics in
Tesseract.
the Tesseract
Oh, that's also
in
Avengers.
Captain America. Yeah, Captain America. Well, it's also in Avengers, and then so you start talking about these things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, a shit movie is always a shit movie, but if it brings
Right.
something to the table,
I think
Um,
that's the only thing. It was just telling us that things to come.
yeah. Which, we kind of take like a little bit of a step back with Captain America and the Winter Soldier, at least for me, where it definitely did want to bring back, obviously, more Captain America lore, more things about what's going on, kind of in like the immediate fucking timeline for the MCU.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the Winter Soldier. I was like, that movie's all right.
That is my favorite of over all the movies. That is number one.
Is it
That it
really?
is top tier for this guy. But John knows.
I know. That's why I'm just smiling away. I'm just letting him let him go ahead and talk about it because
That is my favorite movie, hands down. I'm a Bucky fanboy,
Okay.
so that is by far because like there's just something about the character. There's something about the way it's just to me the Winter Soldier is like one of the coolest characters because he's basically bad Captain America,
yeah.
or just like confused Captain America, right? Like he's not even a bad guy. He's just he doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, guys. I have to fix this really quick. Angel's thing.
Oh yeah,
Keep
Angel.
talking,
Broken.
but I just wanted to let you guys know I gotta fix this real quick. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think the dynamic in that movie it's weird because it did revert a little bit to like more of a sense of realism. It's probably one of the most realistic of the Avengers movies because it totally takes place within like a realistic setting. So that's a little weird for probably a lot of people because you go from having like all these like fantastical characters to like everybody in this movie is like real people. They're just regular people who have Captain America and Winter Soldier aside. They have super strength, but it's basically just an action spy movie. Yeah. Just because Falcon's a regular person, Black Widow's a regular person. There's really no like the big baddie isn't really even Robert Redford's what's his face the fake director.
Oh yeah.
And Baron or not Baron Zemo, what's his name, Armin Zola as like the computer was probably like the only thing that was like semi fantastical in a way, like an AI that's been tricking everyone all along or something.
Yeah.
But
right,
yeah, I don't know. I think personally that's my favorite one, hands down. I just love that film. I could watch it. I've watched it probably like way too many times for anyone's own good. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's definitely a banger.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna, as the youngest member of this particular group, we're gonna go into what was my favorite Marvel movie for a very, very long time. Uh, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy was a great film.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the
I feel
soundtrack alone is great about it.
so. I have big feelings about this movie, and I think that this is the movie that actually changed like the entire MCU forever, because of its comical nature and its funness. That although like what you probably have had like two serious movies since, with like I think Black Panther and is there another one? Civil War maybe. Um,
Yeah,
this every movie has taken notes from this movie.
Without a doubt.
I firmly believe it. Everything changed after this movie because this movie is the one that although see we were introduced to all these characters, right? I knew somewhat about the Guardians before the movie came out. I wasn't like a super fan or nothing, but I did research
right.
before I bought some comics and got into it right before. And I watched like the Avengers Assemble cartoon,
Mhm.
and Earth's Mightiest Heroes. But so I had like some knowledge going into it. Like these were cool characters. Um, but I think what's interesting is I feel like this is the franchise that like actually because a lot of the Marvel fans didn't know these characters. Even if you were like a Marvel fan, you knew Captain America, you knew Thor, you knew all these guys. Like
Yeah,
even if you didn't care, you knew who the rest of the guys were, but
yeah,
you didn't know who the Guardians were. And I think they not only the way that they produced this movie and the way they made the story for it, I think they not only made it for fans to digest, but they went and they made it for like non-fans to digest, which is where I think it actually drew in more people to
Yeah.
see to learn about these characters and learn about anything else than any of the other movies because of that dynamic and how they did it. So I think it was flawless.
yeah.
Yeah. I am gonna obviously put down the fact that this is by far the best fucking movie superhero movie soundtrack of all time.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
So, I might as well just say that, but you know what? It needs to it needs time. It needs
it's
time before I say the best superhero movie so far because we're fucking getting there soon.
oh
Plus it has like one of my favorite characters is Ronin,
yeah.
and
I
I thought that was like such a
Ronan was
cool
great.
character. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get more of him, and I was always hoping that Kang or Thanos
uh,
would bring him back because they've done that, and actually, like I believe it's Thanos brought in the comics brought him back, and then he actually became a good guy. Like
Yeah,
Ronin became a good guy because he was like so pissed off about Thanos that he like switched sides. And
yeah.
I think that's like that would have been a cool thing because of again, I think it's like the redemption of a villain is always cool. Um, so I think that would have been awesome, but it didn't
yeah.
happen. So
I could dig
kind of
that.
disappointed.
Eh,
I
I do
do.
like Ronan. Ronan was the guy who played Roland too. Is a good actor. Like
Ronan the
it,
Accuser, yeah.
yeah, I think
It's what's his name?
Who did play
forget
Ronan?
his name.
I
He was
feel like
also in the Hobbit series.
Oh yeah, he played the Elf King guy, right?
He did play Elf
what is
King.
his
Yeah.
gosh dang name? His name is I don't know. That's what it is.
I didn't
Um
realize it was him for the longest time.
Lee
Like
Pace.
who
Lee Pace.
he plays?
no,
Yeah,
okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, Lee Pace.
Hmm.
Fucking A. But
He was
yeah,
actually on a great ABC show called Pushing Daisies, and that show
Oh
was
yeah.
I think
fantastic.
I've only heard of that show,
Fantastic.
but I've never
Almost as
actually watched
fantastic as
it. It has the
Paw
next movie. No,
Patrol.
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
God damn it.
um.
Okay,
Yeah.
so oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say what's the next one.
Oh, okay. Well, to finish off the whole thing with Guardians of the Galaxy, though, it's definitely the blueprint for some of the better movies in the future. Obviously, I'm gonna say Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok. Obviously, I'm gonna say things like kind of even
Even
Endgame.
the new Thor one too.
Yeah, friggin' Love
Yeah.
and Thunder because that's goofy.
Hmm.
Well, you can also say they did a pretty good job with like all the screen time with all the different characters on the show. So that kind of helped them like the coming Avenger movies too, because everybody was there was more and more people showing up in the Avengers movies.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Definitely. But this one was the one, like you said. It's like people don't really know the Guardians of the Galaxy, so this is a great way to segue into like these characters that are actually really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember I remember going that night to go see it with my brother, and we were both stoked, and we're listening to this like the one of the few songs that they released for the soundtrack on the way there, and we were just so pumped afterwards, like after the movie, like dude, movie was so great.
ne Next, we're gonna move on to Age of Ultron, which I was a movie that I also thought was kind of just okay. Um, I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I liked Age of Ultron. I feel like it was a great team up, but I feel like there was some missed opportunities within that film. Um, like I don't know. I think that some of how they did that story, it just kind of it feels like it was wasted.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
Ultron feels a little wasted because he's such a cool character.
definitely.
And
Ultron, yes,
then you had Quicksilver, Petro.
Yeah,
yeah,
Got
Pedro.
that got wasted too. And I personally, it's a hot take, but I like him better than Evan Peters in the X-Men
yeah,
movies. So I
yeah.
don't care what anybody says. Um, I
I
liked
think,
those characters, but I think the movie overall was semi underwhelming
yeah, I
looking back.
I honestly I do like Age of Ultron. I know it's not a popular opinion, only because I like Ultron, but I agree with you that so wasted because is a really big villain.
Hmm.
Um, like he could have been. I don't know if he's Thanos big, but he's pretty big. And
How big is he, John?
oh, he's big, baby.
Is
Um,
he
but
back big back? It's yeah, you can't really see because I'm
yeah,
blocking it. It's that close
yeah,
from
yeah.
where
He's mad. They went. Yeah, it just bummed me out because
he's got some girth to him.
like Ultron keep running a series like of trying to take over the world, and he never really can lose him because he just like copies himself all over.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's I don't know, kind of too short for him to get. You think he would get away at some point
yeah.
and cut show face.
I will say it's interesting though. I don't know if I brought this up before, but I saw this like clip it or snippet of like the new Disney Wish boat. That they it's like their brand new ship, the new Disney ship.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
like and in that ship there's a restaurant called like Avengers something. But it's like sponsored by Stark and Pym Industries. And like one thing that's really interesting is during your this cannot be canon. Um, but during like your stay on the boat or and while you're having dinner, like they actually have Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly playing their characters, talking about the restaurant and this and that. And then they like make a mistake, and uh, and like I don't know exactly how it fully plays out, but it plays out in a way that like all of a sudden, um, somehow Ultron's back. And there's a bunch of Ultron bots fighting on the bridge of the ship, and then they cut the camera to like on the deck is who the hell was it? Who was the first one? Was it Captain Mar or Falcon? Falcon or Captain America is up on deck fighting, and he's beating some guys with I think with Wasp. They're like fighting Ultron bots, and then Miss Marvel shows up and it starts fighting some of the bots too, and then Captain Marvel shows up and they're all fighting Ultron bots on the top of the ship, and then like down in the actual restaurant, Ant-Man's fighting Ultron, like the actual Ultron, and he like throws one of the ship the like size increasers, and Ultron gets bigger, and like it's really interesting to see because I'm like, wow, like they actually got everybody. I mean, I don't think they got them together. I'm sure it's blue screen or whatever, but
Yeah,
it's just an interesting take that, and they had, what's this, the voice of Ultron, Spader,
James. Yeah,
James
Spader.
Spader,
Yeah, James.
yeah, James Spader doing the voice and everything. And I'm like, damn, like they really threw together this really like epic thing. You should watch it.
Where is
And it
this?
was just
What is the what?
so like go on the internet and look up like the Disney Wish, which is their brand new like cruise ship,
Yeah.
and then look up like the Disney Wish cruise, the Avengers restaurant.
This is
And
some
if you
Avengers rush. This is like a
I
thing like we could
yes,
actually
Yeah,
physically be on. Like
you can
when you
yeah.
actually
said this, I
yes.
thought it was literally a fucking fever dream that you had.
No. This is the Disney Wish ship. You can actually, if you go on their cruise line and you stay on their cruise line, it's like a 2 day or 3 day whatever stay. They have the full Pim
Yeah.
Star
Oh,
whatever restaurant.
yeah. I see it here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool, but it's weird that they went with like a storyline that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. So talking about Age of Ultron, it's like weird to like see them all. He's Ultron's back, and like you're like, what? Like
Yeah,
I don't understand. I
yeah,
don't
how he's back.
understand.
Well, so that's another thing, like
Oh my god.
especially with the What If series.
Deck on it too.
Yeah. There's a bunch of. It's really cool. I want to go on it, to be honest.
Like this has got to be like way more money than any of us make for sure, though.
For
Like,
sure, no doubt.
Oh yeah,
It's very
oh,
expensive.
easily.
dude, you could what? There's like a fucking Cloud City-esque fucking bar on this.
Yeah, there's like a Star Wars bar that
Yeah.
every 7 minutes it hyper jumps to like a different part, and like there's like a window that shows you like what planet you're on, and yeah, it's interesting.
That's pretty.
I'm also a little jealous that like the little suites here are nicer than my room. I'm a little fucking upset, kind of actually, more than anything.
Right.
It's a big ass
Crazy.
boat, dude.
Oh yeah, it's a huge boat for sure.
Wow.
But yeah, it's a pretty interesting little ship there.
That was
Yep.
actually that was a fantastic thing to add. Holy moly.
Yeah.
One of these days, dude. One of these days, the leveled up crew going up to
Let's go.
fucking Disney Wish.
Let's expense it out. Let's go.
We're taking all
We're
the
learning. We're
from
learning, guys. We're learning.
coffers.
I think our boy Paul.
Can
I
they-
think
can
our
they-
boy Crimson can
Can they
take us.
bankroll it?
Yeah.
They got this, right? Let's
So
go.
I see here.
I mean, if they can only send a couple of us,
Okay, well
we're
maybe
here.
so.
We're
Well,
right here.
maybe the best podcast on the platform.
Yeah,
So here we
exactly.
go. The Ocean View Disney Wish stateroom may start at
Oh, perfect.
$3,255.
Hey, we got this.
Huh.
But
Oh,
there
yeah,
will
no big
also
deal.
be higher prices within that category, with the cost of the stateroom being $6,500.
Well, then they're
Oh, yeah.
bankrolling the big one, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No big
yeah.
deal.
Which one of us is the biggest? Wait a minute. That's
Hi,
a sound bit
Whoa,
that we
whoa.
have like fucking started.
Uh,
It might come back to bite me at some point.
Guys, I missed one of the bones.
Yeah, me too, apparently.
you have to go back. Oh,
I'm
dude.
gonna have to replay this whole level. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, I'm so sad.
That's what you get for not paying attention.
I guess. Look, I gotta check where his bones are, guys. His leg's broken. Actually, his hip is broken. How did he do that?
Job, bro. Job. What movie are we on now?
Okay, so
Yeah,
we're on Ant-Man. But what
Dude,
I,
I like that's a great movie too.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say right before we jumped into this is definitely where the writing team for the Marvel movies really start to like take the liberties where they're gonna be like, all right, we're gonna make this our own thing now, and fuck how the comics said it went down. This is how we say it's going down right now.
Mhm.
So the Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, like Winter Soldier, stuff like that, it was like the point. Phase 2 was the point where it's like, fuck it, you know?
Yeah.
And that
It's
starts to
true.
bleed on to Phase 3, and then, but the last movie for Phase 2 is going to be Ant-Man, which is a fucking great movie.
Yes, it is.
I mean, yeah, it's a great movie. I really got nothing bad. It was a fun movie.
Yeah, it
I
was a
think
really
I
fun
think it's
movie.
also underrated. I think a lot of people
I
like slept
agree.
on it.
I agree.
So like, I mean, it's just a, I mean, Paul Rudd's the main character. How can you go wrong with
Yeah,
Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
the man who doesn't age.
the man who never
Yeah,
ages?
no, he's definitely stuck in his own type of like chronosphere where everybody else around him is getting older, but he continues to stay the same.
I also like the story of Hank Pym is older. I
Hmm.
mean, he's like an original Avenger, but also it kind of fits because he's
Yeah,
around during like the time
he was like a
when they're
secret Avenger
yeah, he's like a secret Avenger. Like
because he
when
wasn't officially an Avenger. There was no Avengers when he did
no,
what he did.
no,
Yeah,
but he was around when Cap was around, or like
Yeah,
or after Cap. Obviously, I think
after
after
Cap.
Cap,
Yeah,
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 after
yeah.
Cap,
definitely after Cap.
It was like the 70s, I think.
yeah, because they were trying to have their super soldiers, but they couldn't figure it out because you know,
Yeah,
and
engineering.
so yeah,
That
yeah,
good old fashioned engineering.
yeah,
I really have nothing bad to say about Ant-Man at all. As far
no,
as where it like leads the series, it's kind of like this outlier where it's like, sure, this is like within the universe and within things that are happening right now, but it very much did what Marvel movies do when the first version of the movie comes out. Thor. We're talking about Incredible Hulk. We're talking about shit like um fucking Black Panther, we're talking about Captain Marvel, just like they do their best to introduce the characters themselves and then kind of like place them into the world later down
yeah.
the line. I think it was a great movie to end off phase two because it gave us a lot to think about during the first movie of phase three. But we got to the end of that one, phase two. I'm gonna go and do my top Guardians of the Galaxy, and then there's just a gigantic gap. And then obviously we get freaking Ant-Man, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, and I don't know where to place both of those, but both at the bottom. Dark World and Iron Man 3 stay equally at the
They
bottom.
share the bottom spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all can agree that those two are at the very bottom.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is tough. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Guardians, Ant Man. No.
Mhm.
So okay, I'm gonna have to go Guardians, Captain, then Ant Man, and then Avengers, Age of Ultron, and then I think I like Thor. I can't. They're both for shit. Maybe
Yeah.
You almost said it though. You
I
almost said I think I like Thor.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think I like Thor more, but I don't.
Yeah, which one's
No.
bigger?
I think I like Thor more because of Loki.
Yes.
Sure. Sure.
Yes.
That's probably the only reason.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Just because of Loki. That's the only reason he's in it.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
why I like
Because you see him being. That's the kind of the story I want to see more because he's being punished, right? So you see him in his cell. Then he helps the Dark Elves come in, and then he realizes that he's the reason his mom, like one of the reasons why his mom's dead,
Hmm. It's his
or
fault.
his, yeah, it's
It's
kind of
like
his
the
fault.
start of his like redemption, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, yes.
For me, it's Winter Soldier because Winter
yeah.
Soldier,
Winter
and
Soldier.
then Guardians, Ant
Yes.
Man, Ultron, Thor, then Iron Man.
Fuck
I think
yeah.
that's all of them.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right. So, like I said, Ant-Man was definitely going to be the outlier, but it was a great link to the next movie itself for Phase 3. This one we're going to kind of try to blast through because there's a lot of movies here. We got about
Mhm.
10 movies here.
Holy
Um,
shit!
yeah,
So, Captain America Civil War, that is going to be a very huge pivotal point in the entirety of Phase 3, where we got things like Avengers Endgame. We got things like the Infinity War. We got the Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther. Um, all these like very standalone movies
Mhm.
that in their own ways also linked to the greater part of the MCU and obviously, where that went.
Yeah. Um.
Personally, I think that the fight scene between Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. Like the fist fighting part.
Yeah.
That was not like the part before where they're like flying around in the silo or whatever the
No,
hell.
the when
The
they're in the when
like
the
they were
very
beating the
final
shit out.
battle.
They're just beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
Is just one of the coolest. It's just intense.
Oh, yes, and I think that it's super intense. And then I mean, you've probably heard this many times. Like they did such a good job with that because they hit like comic book covers, especially the fight between Captain America and Iron Man when Iron Man's shooting his beams at Captain America's
And he's
shield
got the
and
shield,
it's
yeah.
shining.
Yeah.
And that's part of the Civil War storyline that's in the comics and like one of the covers, and it's brilliantly done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh
that shit was wild.
Yeah. I mean, and it was nice to see. I mean, bring Spider-Man into the fold. It was really cool to see Spider-Man jump
Mhm.
in.
yeah.
Um,
We get to see this
Yeah,
new kid, this new Spider-Man.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean,
We love him.
you love him,
he's
and everybody,
fantastic.
people were like a little hesitant on him too. Like, oh shit,
I really
who's
liked
this
him from
guy?
the beginning. I really
Yeah, I
enjoyed
think I think I think
all
he's
that stuff.
fantastic. Yeah, I think he's the best Spider-Man by far.
I think he is the portrayal, like the best portrayal of Spider-Man
Hmm.
so far.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because I'm old and so are the rest of us,
Yeah.
we have this real like soft spot for fucking Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire all day.
Oh yeah,
He's great. But I still like Tom Holland more though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire's fantastic. Man, I was obsessed with that movie.
God.
The
yeah.
first one,
The
especially the
the
first one,
original ones.
so
Yeah,
good. And Spider-Man 2 is one of the greatest video games ever
It
created.
is. I agree with
it
you
is.
100%. I cannot fucking agree with you more.
Yeah, that's
I
like one of the best superhero
love
games
that
ever.
fucking game so much. So, as we get here, we're in this Captain America Civil War part. We've seen all these freaking characters, come around, throw down, and all this whatnot. I do want to take a little segue or a little skip because, as we are like a video gaming channel as well, have you guys ever played the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games?
Hmm?
Yes.
What did you guys think of those, especially since they came out, I'm gonna say well before these movies came out? How did you feel like any of the characters in that game or in the movies were represented?
I think the games were great. I didn't play them a super. I have them, but I didn't. At that point. I wasn't like. I was kind of like out of that type of gameplay. I was
Yeah,
more into like the third person like action stuff rather than like the sort of Diablo-esque like
yeah.
three-force
Like the
view.
team
Yeah,
tactic kind
and
of.
so
Yeah,
I actually tried to go back to them after getting into the movies, and then I did miss purchasing them on like the PS4 before they
yeah.
got like delisted or whatever. But um,
I got some good news for you.
what?
I bought them.
Oh shit!
So
Nice.
you bought them, I think too. The Marvel Ultimate Alliance games on digital before they fucking got unlisted. Yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
I bought three.
Damn.
Played it for like 15 minutes, and I was like, "This is just okay."
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hmm.
You need people to play like.
You need people to play. Maybe we could.
Yeah,
Maybe we could get that.
I think if you don't play that game with people, it's not as
I
fun.
think that could be arranged. Playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Is that game online?
It's not
I'm not sure.
Is it online though?
Oh, for Switch?
Yeah.
Um, I can go grab my copy right now.
Okay. While he's grabbing his copy, he's 100% right that fucking Spider-Man 2 game is the best Spider-Man or the best
It
superhero
looks like it is.
Yeah,
Only
Spider-Man.
What game's better than that?
Ultimate Spider-Man. You get to play as
it
Venom,
says
Oh,
it says
that's
it says it has online.
and you get to fucking eat people to stay alive. That's fucking sick.
Uh, I don't know, dude. The only time web swinging was better than the Spider-Man 2 game was like this brand new Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
And
it
like,
is. It's true.
Yeah.
Wait, shut your mouth. It's actually Ultimate Spider-Man was fantastic.
yeah, that's what he just said.
Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good
I
one.
didn't hear it. I didn't hear it, but Ultimate Spider-Man, so
And
good.
A few races you blur against giants.
That's true.
Being able to play as Venom.
I'm sure
Yes.
we can do like a side-by-side comparison at some point.
I liked for Spider-Man games. I was a fan of I mean, I like both what we're talking about. The Spider-Man 2 game was great. The
Online.
the Ultimate Spider-Man game was great because you could play Venom.
Yeah.
But you could also I like the what was it, the Shattered Dimensions?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could play
With
you could
Noir
play
Spider-Man.
Yep. And Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right.
And you could play you can also do Cosmic Spider-Man and
Cosmic.
um
Could you do Noir?
Symbiote.
Yeah, Noir,
Symbiote it was.
Noir was in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noir was great.
Yeah.
That was fun because you had to stay in the shadows
It
for
was like
and
a
it was
stealth game. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, I love that part. I thought that was like, and yet there was different gameplay for each one. You had to play differently.
How's it possible that just Spider-Man is like undeniably the best superhero? Um, on a side note, he gets the best fucking games. Like it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. What good?
I think it's because he is like even by people who don't really like superheroes, Spider-Man is just like he's just like the most acceptable across the board that
Yeah.
people can just kind of relate to. They can
100%.
kind of understand compared to the other guys. Like you don't. There's no relation to most characters. I do feel like that some of these new Marvel shows, where with like Miss Marvel and like even She-Hulk, where you're giving these characters this sort of like or Hawkeye with like the Hawkeye show,
Yeah.
where you're just giving them more of a like this relatability level,
hmm
which I feel like is reaching and grabbing more fans. To be honest, you're just making more fans because now you're making characters who are more like Spider-Man, the way we know Spider-Man, and I think that's a tactic that's definitely gonna, if it's not worked fully yet for them, it's going to work.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, it was just brought to the attention that freaking Wolverine is also going to be a huge hype very, very soon.
Oh, the game Wolverine.
Mm,
Yes, I can't wait for that to come out.
hell yeah. Now, let's move on. Still on Phase 3, we got one of my favorite movies of Phase 3, which is Doctor Strange.
I like Strange a lot. Also,
I am also a huge Doctor Strange fanboy, so I'm going to throw that into that ringer. So I'm going to be a little biased here, where while I do believe that the movie itself was kind of slow, it's the fact that I give a shit about Doctor Strange so much that made it like one of the best of this entire phase.
yeah,
Which is crazy because the next movie for me is undeniably the fucking best Marvel movie I've seen. And it's because it's not as entirely a Marvel movie as it is just like a fun thing to enjoy. Doctor Strange, but I'm gonna go to Doctor Strange. It did the thing, like I said, that once you get the first movie of a character, it builds the character as much as it possibly can, gives you a little bit of relatability. It starts letting you see that there's this formula that Marvel's going to be using for the remainder of like the universe, cinematic universe.
Forever,
Yeah,
infinitely.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But I think it was good. I think Benedict Cumberbatch did a really good job of portraying.
There's no one else that could be.
He looks like him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you like?
literally just
There's no one else that could be.
Go back in time and get like Tim Curry. Like it's fucking impossible. So we get
Tim Curry would have been awesome, actually.
Yeah.
I would have taken that.
God, what a dope ass dude. Fuck.
What a dope ass dude.
But yeah, no, they did this thing, and little by little, they started revealing, oh, okay, this is gonna be part of the greater scheme. But we all knew that at this point. So the thing that makes this like one of the better movies, obviously Doctor Strange, but the thing that kind of makes this like a weak movie for everybody else is the fact that like we already know the formula. Sure.
Yeah.
But you know what we didn't know the formula to?
Mm.
This next movie here. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which for me is probably like if it was down to it, it'd be like Spider-Man No Way Home and fucking Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 being the top three best movies of this entire series. Like this entire scope.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I love that.
Interesting.
I love that
Interesting.
movie so much because it's
Yeah.
so unbelievably stupid. Um and
Uh,
it strays so far away from like the actual like source
it strays so far away from it.
and I think that's why I like it more than any of the other one because they were really like I don't care, we're gonna make a fun movie for fun times, and that's why I
You should
enjoyed
have fun with it.
just have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun movie. I mean, it was a fun movie.
Spoiler warning, they kill Jan,
But
you know, but
Mary
the
Poppins.
yeah,
they have Mary Poppins, y'all.
that's right.
But you know what the funny part was about Guardians? Like, there's a lot of story arc that's told in that movie. It's
Yeah.
not just all off the wall. There's a lot of stuff that happens that helps these characters develop more. So and they did a really good job telling the story of of each of them.
And I will say that I feel like the adaptation of Drax from the first movie to the second movie, where they made him kind of like stupid,
Mhm.
Yeah.
was actually a genius move because he made it made the character like that much more likable.
Oh
Yeah.
heck yeah. And that's another like fantastic choice in like casting to cast Dave Bautista
Oh,
as
yeah.
Drax.
Yeah,
I think all
amazing.
across that board, like I can't think of anybody who was out of place. Like in some of the other Marvel movies, I can think, I don't think that person should have been that person or this or that. But this
Nah.
one is like every single character is who they were destined to be.
Yeah.
I can't think of someone else who could play Star-Lord, Gamora. I can't think someone else who could play Rocket Raccoon. Fantastic,
No.
fantastic. You got Drax, you got Yondu, you got
Vin Diesel had to really disappear in ritual.
yeah. Vin Diesel really had to dig deep on that one.
I'm Groot.
I am good.
What was it? Was it Russell Crowe or who the fuck was
No, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
How
Fucking
dare you?
movie.
And
Shut
I love Kurt Russell.
up.
Kurt Russell,
Russell.
Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
I
Come
know.
on.
Yep. Great movie.
How dare
That's
you?
another good movie. God damn it. But no, Kurt Russell obviously being Ego and just everybody. What's the name of the
Mantis.
Mantis? Yeah, exactly.
Mantis,
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
The weirdest character will be from
It's fantastic. But yeah, like everybody was where they needed to be. What's that dumbass's name from Yondu's crew that like did the
Oh,
taser face?
Taser
That
Face.
guy, whoever that guy is, fucking beautiful. What a beautiful fucking actor. Obviously, what was it? Who was Collector?
Oh,
Oh, the
Benicio del
Collector?
Toro?
It was,
Yeah.
was
Benicio del Toro.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Everybody was just perfect. Like,
Mhm.
what the fuck do you want me to tell you? You know, it's just amazing casting.
Again,
Banger soundtrack for the volume two. Writing was as goofy as it could possibly be, and I love it for that.
Yeah.
Did you know that originally for Guardians it was supposed to be Amanda Seyfried?
Oh yeah.
Hey,
She was originally gonna be Gamora. Yeah.
I
Huh.
don't think I could see that. Not now, and probably not even then.
Yeah.
Huh.
She was originally, I think she was even cast, and then I guess she jumped out of it.
Oh, I guess. Damn, that's kind of weird. I didn't know that. But
I-
you guys have
I
any-
speaking of, I love what's her name that plays Glomora's sister.
Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula.
Karen,
Yeah.
Karen Gillian.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fabulous.
Very good actress, like in her
Oh
own-
yeah.
well, like it's not just like this movie or these series. She's like very good on her own as well. Um, So you guys have anything to say about Galaxy? I mean, obviously, it kind like I said, it did something different. It didn't necessarily push the story forward. It just kind of,
No.
Just did what it did.
yeah.
Yep.
Moving on. Ooh, ooh. This is where it gets a little delicious. We get Spider-Man Homecoming, which is
Mm.
also a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna say it's the best of the Spider-Man movies because I'd be a fucking liar. It was very good, or pretty good rather. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
pretty good.
I enjoy it.
you get the new Peter. You get the new hey Peter.
The new
Peter.
Peter.
Hey Peter.
Peter.
You get new Peter. You get a couple of questionable decisions, casting wise. One of them, being directly related to Peter Parker. Uh, and then what else? What else do we get with Homecoming? We get Vulture, right? We
Get
get
Vulture.
Michael. We get Batman.
You
Uh,
get Batman. I am Batman.
he's
You
actual
get
Batman.
Aaron Davis.
Aaron Davis, yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, that's right. Prowler.
yeah.
AKA the Prowler. If any of you guys
You
don't
get
know.
Scorpion too, don't you?
Yeah, Scorpion's in there too. He's the guy that's on the boat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Well,
So you get a lot of stuff going on in this
Isn't
movie.
that what's his name? Michael
I
from
don't
Breaking
remember.
Bad.
yeah. I
His name.
forgot his phone.
He plays Nacho.
Yeah,
He does play-
Nacho.
Nacho Varga.
I don't remember his damn name right now. But definitely a good movie. We get a little bit of a taste of Spider-Man after we see him in Captain America: Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We get a brand new story for Peter. He doesn't like the fucking bag of rice doesn't get stabbed in this one. Um,
Yeah, all three Spider-Man movies are his backstory, and none of them have Uncle Ben getting killed. How about that shit?
well, yeah, it's fantastic.
We'll never know what happened to Uncle Ben.
No, we'll
He
never.
just died.
Just this.
Yeah, he just passed. He just passed.
Also, I want to know who this fucking Uncle Ben was to be married to fucking Marissa Tomei. Like, who the fuck? This guy must have been swinging. Like, I'm being honest with you.
Past the knees. He should have been swinging.
He was just like he would actually helicopter. He would lift off the ground doing helicopters. Jesus
He's a
Christ.
tripod. He's a tripod.
This episode of the podcast, who was Uncle Ben?
No, who is Uncle Ben? The mystery
Yeah,
of
who could have been Uncle Ben?
who's bigger.
Big Ben.
Oh man,
Big Ben. But yeah, no, we get
it was Brad Pitt.
I know.
we get it was Brad Pitt. God, jeez.
Unless he's not dead.
He might not be dead. Maybe they got divorced.
They never
Split.
said, right?
I never said what happened to him.
I don't believe anything you just said.
So how crazy would it be? Because we know what happens in No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
What if Uncle Ben isn't dead? And
Yeah,
now
he's
now
just-
she's dead. And so now he has to go live with Uncle Ben.
Yeah, but that doesn't work because of the spell that happened at the end. So no one knows Peter.
Hey,
No
Peter.
one? What about his Uncle Ben?
I mean, maybe after the Kang dynasty gets, that whole thing gets set up.
Ben is Kang.
Uncle Ben.
is Kang.
Hey, you know what? Maybe Kang, the good version of Kang, brings back Aunt May.
I would. That's for sure.
Who knows? Who knows?
I would.
But when we get there, that I have to agree. That's just a good substitute instead of Uncle Ben.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So
But yeah, that was a good movie. It did the formula. It kind of like enhanced it a little bit by digging deep into like more villains and stuff like that.
yeah,
Kind of like being the point where okay, well, now we get Spider-Man. Now this entire series has to change because everybody loves Spider-Man.
nope.
And then they had to throw a fucking like uppercut right into our faces and hit us with Thor Ragnarok, which is
Thor Ragnarok was a great.
undeniably the best Thor movie.
It is.
You get so much out of this. You get Thor's not even descent, but his kind of like
Did we skip? I think we skipped a movie.
no, we did Homecoming and then we went straight to Ragnarok. We did
What
Doctor
about Black Panther? Where's Black Panther in that?
after Thor.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
after? That's after
yeah.
4? Oh, my bad,
Yeah.
my bad.
Okay, I would never, first of all, but
No.
Never.
never. Thor Ragnarok was the point where freaking Thor was just like, this was it. He was kind of like in this exiled mode. He went to go fucking fight in this arena. He met the Hulk again.
Friends from work.
Yeah, just a couple of friends from work. Uh, I liked it. It was definitely the movie where I was like, all right, I'm with it for Thor. I'm back in this guy. I like it.
I'm back. I'm
I'm
back in the saddle.
I'm super back in the saddle.
This is my
You
guy.
you get a little bit of teamwork from our guys, Thor and Loki. You get a little tragedy with Loki. You get freaking Asgard falling
You
into,
get
into
help.
disarray. Yeah,
Get help.
you get help.
You get Thor. I mean, not Thor. Hulk. Hulk just. I like Valkyrie a lot in this movie.
Yes, definitely.
Well, actually, wait. Didn't we lose Odin?
We did lose it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Odin would lose Odin.
We gain Hela.
Hela, which I like Hela a lot too, and I think that was a wasted of a villain because
I agree.
But
they kind of changed. They changed her her whole background, but that's
that's kind of the,
overall the movie's great.
that's kind of the part of like building like these 2 hour movies where we're like, I would much rather it be like they did the Harry Potter thing or they did
Yeah.
the Snyder Cut thing where it's like you split it into pieces. You know what I mean? And
Even
then
some of the Harry, yeah,
yeah,
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, there's a lot of good characters that doesn't get enough screen time in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we're all focused on Thor and
yeah, we're all focused on Idris Elba.
yeah.
That's what I was focused on.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey man, that man's smexy.
I sure is. Shiz, you know who else is schmexy?
Who?
Mr. Chadwick Boseman.
Oh
The-
yeah.
The
Yeah.
lead actor for the movie Black Panther, which is the next movie we're going into.
hmm
I think that's my favorite movie in like number one in this.
I like it a lot. I wouldn't say it's number
It
one.
was a
But-
great film.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a fantastic film.
heck yeah.
This is a movie that brought it back to reality.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes.
like a Captain America, Winter Soldier, or Civil War, where it was a reduction of the the fantastical and brought back to like a realistic setting.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I liked it for that, but I also liked it for obviously, we get representation, we get a lot of like what else am I gonna say? We're gonna get a lot of brand new like character archetypes and stuff like that. People who are not just like,
Uh,
like
My only complaint with the entire movie, I'm gonna go here really fast.
Sure.
My only complaint with the entire movie is the removal of Ulysses' claw
Mm,
so
Sure.
quickly.
so quick.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is kind of like a downer because like in a lot of the comics and stuff, he's a pretty prevalent villain.
Yes. That's another one from Age of Ultron.
Although he's not like a great villain, he's like he is a pretty big time villain in various Marvel TV shows or cartoons or
Yeah.
whatever. So that was another character like, whoa, they like
Yeah, I was
wow,
bummed to see him
wow,
go so
they got rid of
quickly.
him pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is also like, I don't know the runtime for Black Panther. It feels very short.
It does. It does.
It does.
Don't-
I think I don't know if that's just with the pacing, but like they bring you into a whole.
I mean, it's a great movie, so it's one of those
Yeah.
movies where you definitely
You want more
it
either way.
happens. By the time it's over, you're like,
2
whoa.
hours and 15 minutes. That movie felt like it was an
It does
hour.
not. It does
7
not feel like it's that long at all.
How long is it?
It's 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel that
Doesn't
long.
feel like it's long.
Is that
Um,
like an indicator of how good this movie is?
That movie's
Yeah.
great. It like
I think
They
that's
could have
always
made it.
sign.
They could have made it a 4-hour movie, and I still would have been like, that's not long enough.
Yeah. What that's crazy. 2 hours.
Yeah,
it's fast.
I just love you're just sucked into this whole culture.
Yeah.
Whole new culture, and like it's everything about it. The music, the tone, the costumes, like it's just done very well.
I think so
Agreed.
too. I hope that when we get, well, I mean, we have actually, now that I think about it, we've gotten like Shang-Chi, we've gotten what,
Yeah,
Miss Marvel and
She was
stuff like
awesome.
Yeah, Shang-Chi was great.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I redact that statement. Actually, there's been a lot of really good representation in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna get more of that in the next Black Panther movie too.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda, but then even is it Atlantis? That
No, it's not.
it's
not.
what's
I mean, in the comics it's Atlantis, but I think in this they changed the location.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, but we're gonna get a whole another culture that we're gonna see and get sucked in, like see how these two societies have worked together over the centuries of time.
Yeah. That was really cool when there was that reveal where they're like looking into like the map, and it basically like jumps into like Namor's like little area.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing why I like, another reason why I like Black Panther so much is like the different tribes within Wakanda and the history with those tribes.
Yeah, his tribe is actually gonna be called, or is like not his tribe, but his kingdom is gonna be called Talakan.
Yeah.
Right.
Talakan, that's the name of his name. Yeah. Okay.
It's the Aztec Atlantis.
So, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
Black Panther, fantastic movie. Another fucking absolute banger for casting. Michael B. Jordan, playing obviously.
Who's a brilliant
Michael
villain.
B. Jordan.
We're just gonna forget that. We're just gonna forget that he was the Human Torch. So
yeah, I still hope that he comes back at some point.
That didn't happen.
That never happened.
No, that never happened.
He's coming back.
There's a collective.
But I do wholeheartedly hope that he comes back in the franchise somehow.
Yeah. No longer Killmonger, but something else completely.
I mean, he could be like the reformed Killmonger, or like
Killmonger does take the mantle.
From another dimension.
Killmonger does take the mantle of Black Panther at some point, so it's.
But it's kind of one of those things where we like kind of have erased it because of the MCU. It's like Yondu became the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but now he's dead.
Yeah.
And another funky bunch becomes the Guardian of the Galaxy for a little bit.
The funky bunch.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen to them in the third one.
Yeah. I thought it was really cool at the end of Black Panther where they reveal that the Winter Soldier has just been hanging out there for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so cool. Yeah.
Well, you knew he was there. You knew he was there. Like they put him under ice after the end of Civil War.
Yeah.
But we didn't, But by that time that comes around, you're like, oh, he's out of the ice. So what's he been doing?
Yeah.
Reforming,
exactly.
Becoming better, stronger, faster.
They have the.
I'm sure he was breaking his programming. His programming.
Yeah, sure.
And then we get kind of pee slapped by freaking Avengers Infinity War that came out quickly after.
I have to say, I freaking loved Infinity War. Freaking loved it. Love Thanos. Love Thanos coming in.
I do think that Infinity War is probably better than Endgame. Maybe that's a hot take.
Yeah.
No, you might be right.
No, I agree.
Like that was like the end of that movie when that fucking snap happens is fucking chills, man.
Yes.
Like just seeing everybody just get dusted and you're like, oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a larger group of fucking absolute losers. But before Infinity War, I've never seen someone lose so absolutely fucking like hard in a film.
Yeah.
In a theater.
Yeah, in a theater.
Yeah, like freak out. Yeah, honestly, like that was such a weird experience to just when it happened.
I get that?
Like
Send that to me on
it felt like everybody just didn't know what to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I remember sitting in the theater and there isn't an end credits at that movie, right? And the movie doesn't have the end credits. It just ends. And then yeah, it didn't have a preview. Infinity War did not.
I don't think it
Infinity War
did.
had
I think you're
nothing.
right.
Yeah, and I remember everybody just sitting in the theater, and it was like you could feel the sense of like horror and like unease and like just like shock, pure shock. Just everybody just
Yeah.
sitting there like that didn't happen. That was an incredible feeling to actually have that happen and just leave you for months with no idea of what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, there
It
was
was a
an
bold
end
move.
credit. There is an end credit at
Oh, was
Infinity War.
there?
It's
Is it the
it's
one where America comes into the freaking?
it was
about Miss Marvel. It's about Miss Marvel.
yeah, yeah.
Nick,
It was
Nick Fury.
But that
as his patron.
was not like an ending that teased really anything good.
No,
It was
no.
still left you even more like shit.
Oh shit! Nick Fury's gone too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I mean, was that the real Nick Fury though that got dusted?
exactly.
No,
Just saying.
We'll never
We'll
know.
never know.
But
Well, we're gonna find out.
and then we get hit with Ant-Man and the Wasp, which itself was a very good movie.
That was a good movie.
Ghost.
Very good movie. Ghost was
what a
great
fucking
villain.
awesome character.
Yeah.
I hope we get Ghost back in like Thunderbolts or something because that was I mean she's cured or whatever, but
I would love
don't
to see her
care.
back, and I would love to
She's
see her
gonna come back. She's got to come back. She was so cool.
Oh yeah.
Like that was such a neat character.
She was very. I didn't get enough of her. Like I'm like
Yeah,
again.
definitely.
I'm a big villain fan, so I like to see
Definitely
more of the
not.
villain story because I feel like we get a lot of like how the hero's going and blah blah blah. But when we get these like the sequels, we don't need. Give me more of the villain. I want to see what the what's their motive.
I could like okay. So if I can cut you off for just 1 second on that thought process.
How dare you?
He's like, I'm a real big villain guy. He literally has fucking the Joker behind him. He's got Bray Wyatt. He's got somebody that literally called himself the bad guy back then.
I got I also have Vader back here. Yeah, Godzilla.
You got Wolverine, who's like a questionable bad guy.
It depends on his mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I just saw that remote and I was like, I gotta talk about that really quick.
One more for the bad guy. Oh man. Yeah, Ghost was great in that movie. To come back around.
No, and then we have pretty open-ended or kind of open-ended ending with that one, which we come back to later on down the line.
Yeah.
So all right, somebody's gonna call me an asshole. Somebody's gonna call me.
Oh, here we go.
Somebody's gonna call me a lot of fucking names. I didn't like the Captain Marvel movie like at all.
You didn't, huh?
I don't like it. And I'm not sitting here and saying there's a specific fucking like non-safe reason why I didn't like this fucking movie. I just didn't like it.
They can't all be winners.
They can't all be winners. Thank you.
Yeah, there was potential.
Yeah.
It's not my least favorite movie out of like the entire one. I enjoyed Captain Marvel. The story felt flat a little bit.
Filler to like bring her in.
Yeah.
So.
And then even our boy Ronan, the Conqueror, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike. He's like barely shown in that.
Over your sick front flips, getting dog treats with Ronan.
Yeah, to get the dog treats. He's gonna get those. He's gonna 100% this sucker.
I can 100% this game by the time this podcast is over. I'm just gonna.
Maybe. I mean, we got a few more movies. You can do it.
Well,
Yeah.
still got like an hour of content left in this page.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Marvel. It's kind of tough with Miss Marvel. It's kind of tough. I mean, there's aspects I like of it, but she should have been introduced, I think, sooner.
Yeah.
If she's going to be this, big gun coming into the game, in the game, in the Avengers and part.
Yeah, because this was right before Endgame.
Yeah.
Directly before Endgame, in the same year, even.
Yep.
That's the whole problem.
Yeah, that is the whole problem. You're right.
They're like Infinity. How are they going to keep up the hype? And forgive it. Captain Marvel. Oh, she's supposed to be a big deal.
I know.
Yeah.
So
That's how you build
I think
a game.
this is the problem. So this is the problem with the Captain Marvel movie is the fact that I actually like Captain Marvel so much in the comics that she's not. It's not represented well enough in this movie. How actually cool she is. And that's
I think she gets a lot more heat because a lot of people don't like what's the actress that plays her.
Sorry, I had to step away for a minute.
It's okay.
You guys Captain Marveling it up?
Yeah, or Captain Marvel it up.
So we have a
you have distinct differences.
Well, I don't like the movie, and it was because of how Captain Marvel is represented as opposed to the comic book Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think it was just kind of a huge missed opportunity to make this character actually seem as cool as they are.
See, I like the cartoon version of her from Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a different version or Earth's Mightiest Heroes, whichever. So I actually did like this movie. I thought this movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I like Brie Larson, so I think that she's great as the character. I think there might have been some story issues where they played it in a weird way.
Yeah.
Almost too safe with the storyline.
Sure.
Yeah.
In that movie to kind of I don't know, to make sure that they didn't mess up a character that's actually really important.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I like it. I think it's a great movie. I don't think it's as good as it could be.
Sure.
Because I feel like there's definitely potential where they could have nailed it better by not playing so safely, I guess. But
I could agree with that.
But I definitely think that Brie Larson's awesome. So I think she's great. I think that because she was in Scott Pilgrim, 21 Jump Street.
She's been a ton of stuff. Yeah,
a lot of great stuff. So I think she's awesome. So I'm definitely excited to get more, and maybe with the new version. I think they're gonna make her a little bit different in the Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Because
I think you have to really.
I think they're gonna do her right in this one because I feel like I said, I feel like they didn't know exactly because she's really fucking powerful. So it's a thin line to walk with when you have she's basically like a Superman, right? It's a thin line to walk. It's a thin line to run that character on, and you have to be careful because how many villains can she actually have? She runs up and punches the shit out of Thanos and she was a legit, her and Scarlet Witch were legit opponents to Thanos.
Yeah.
And I think that and they had to that's the weird part. They have to get rid of her, right? They oh, she left. Oh, she's not here to help, because if she was, it wouldn't have gotten that far, right?
Yeah.
It's a weird position to be put in with that character.
So that's another thing too, where it's that's a good point to make, because the entire time after Guardians 1, where Adam Warlock was two.
Yeah. Or 2, Guardians 2.
So that's when I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. He's gonna be a dick for a little bit, and then and then he's gonna wield the Infinity Gauntlet and be a good guy for a little bit, and we're gonna get this super cool Adam Warlock story, and he never showed up again.
Mhm.
He's supposed to show up in the next Guardians.
He will
Have
show
to
up
show up in the
in
next one, but
Guardians
that'll be
3.
like so
Yeah.
fucking late for him to show
See,
up.
they should have. That's where I feel like I have my not problems with Miss Marvel, because I like it, but we
Yeah.
could have had we could have had Adam Warlock, and Adam Warlock is like one of the key stories of the Infinity Stone storylines,
Yeah,
and
I
so
like
they could have had that beforehand, but
Yeah, they
things
did they
happen.
messed up the order a little bit, right?
yeah.
Yeah, a
But
little bit.
Overall, like I'm not like, and there's a lot of people
No,
who hate some of these movies, and I just like, especially that movie, and I just I get it, I don't see it, I don't understand why. I think it's a fine
yeah,
movie.
I don't hate it.
Um,
I won't put it at the last, like of like the entirety of the MCU by
oh,
any
I would not,
means.
I would not.
no,
I put Iron Man 2 and
3.
Thor, Iron Man 3 and
Three
Thor
and
2
four,
there.
that's the last
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, no, I mean I get it. I don't know. For me, it was different because I got brought up with Captain Marvel in a very different way.
Mm.
yeah,
So that to me would just kind of threw me off. But we got Endgame after that, so it's just like
yeah,
Oh, are you fucking kidding me right now? Sorry.
so we got Endgame, and then this was the culmination of all of Marvel's tricks of how to make a movie both comedic and serious at the same time.
yeah,
Um, for the first Endgame, or well, rather for Endgame as a whole, you get a complete story of everybody got fucked, guys.
yeah,
Now we have to live in this world where Thanos won, and boy did he win. You
yeah,
get things like Fat Thor. You get things like Steve Rogers going into like basically AA meetings to kind of reconstruct his own mental health as well as like the people around him, things like that.
You missed one.
He did miss one.
yeah,
Um, and then you get things like the other Ronin, the Hawkeye Ronin that you see, you
Mm.
get having to like go back in time and collect the Infinity Stones and try to find a way to win. Uh,
yeah,
you get to see how easy it could have been to just kill Thanos, like how like absolutely fragile he became after snapping.
yeah,
You get a lot of this like shit. You get a lot of this redemption. You get a lot of this like we can prevent this future from happening type shit. I thought it was really cool. I like time travel stuff and I like multiverses and stuff. So this one was a cool one for me. It wasn't my favorite like absolute, but I thought it was
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind time travel movies, and sometimes I feel like they're just like they're easy fixes, and I thought that's what they were doing with this, because like, okay, how are they gonna get the snap, blah blah blah, and then like, because there's a different storyline of where like with Adam Warlock they go into the Soul Stone, and that's how they free everybody, because everybody's soul's in the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Um, but I get it for like movie, that's a lot more movies to explain to go into that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it made overall the whole time travel thing made sense,
Yes.
you know.
I mean, it was the only way for
Uh,
them
And,
to
and
actually correct the mistake, right?
yeah, it's the only way to actually correct a mistake. But at the same time,
fucked it up.
they open up they open it up for things like with Loki,
Yeah.
getting loose. So that totally sets it up for like a whole, obviously into what we're doing now. So it was also smart of them, because I think that's what I love about Marvel. What Marvel's doing is that they not only plan ahead, but they try to keep everything in continuity and stuff whatnot. Like you get a lot of these like Michael and I were talking about the um, Mortal Kombat movie, and if they're doing a sequel, they should have a outline plan of how they're going to do it all, and that's what Marvel's doing with this. So big picture, the time travel makes sense.
But I also feel like
It
time travel was kind of a cop out in the end because like
is.
Yeah.
because
No,
in like reality when you find out that like the in the Loki show, which is later, but like in that show, like it basically like devoids
Yeah.
that because it's like that was intended to happen. So something was always going to happen to lead that to happen because
Yeah.
otherwise, like they could just these time police could basically just
Fix it.
go back
Or,
and fix it. Like
yeah, reset it.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree. I think like again, like I think that's one reason why I didn't like when this movie first came out. I didn't want um there to be time travel because I feel like that's just a lazy, quick way to fix things.
Yeah.
But overall, for this, it makes sense how they do it.
Yeah.
But
I just, for me, it was just a fun, goofy movie where everybody showed up. And sometimes I think
yeah,
that's what it needs to be.
like the
I'll give it
ultimate
this
team up
though.
movie.
Yeah, the ultimate team up movie. Yeah, that last battle,
Ultimate
okay,
Fight Club,
epic.
but everybody's
Like,
up.
yeah, I think especially that last battle with Thanos coming back, and
But the interesting thing about that was that like there wasn't really even much combat in that ending. It was
No,
literally like, oh, get the glove, get get it,
as
get the
well.
gauntlet. It wasn't. There
yeah,
wasn't even like in the first movie you had oh you have all these characters beating up all of these like bad guys and then Rocket and and Bucky shooting and doing like there was a Groot doing his moves and Thor coming down and like smashing everybody. Like they had all these like really big fight moments, whereas like that movie was like a big chunk of that was literally them just playing like keep away with the
yeah,
gauntlet,
Yeah.
right?
It was
yeah,
like Thanos actually lost to like Solid Snake style CQC. And that's kind of how that went down.
yeah,
In a way, yes.
Yeah. So I will say that it was like, it had its own level of like a tragic moment, Iron Man sacrifices himself for
For
the
the
world,
greater good.
for the greater good.
a great.
Um, and that was fine. Like I said, it's not the best movie of the bunch, but
No,
I like it for what it is. That it brought everybody together, and it's not even the best movie that did that, which is crazy because we're gonna talk about that pretty fucking soon. Um, yeah, I thought it was cool though. It kind of ended this entire like what was it like 11 year like
yeah, it was
Forever.
yeah
forever.
so 11 years to finish that particular segment of like the Marvel story, and then we start again, which is weird to say this. We begin at the end of Phase 3 again
Yeah,
today. Um, we get obviously Spider-Man Far From Home, but
Far From Home. Yeah,
I will say at the end of Endgame we definitely get the closure. Steve Rogers is no longer fucking Captain America. Iron Man's dead. Falcon becomes the new Cap, and
Thor's retired. He's King of Asgard.
Thor retires as King of Asgard. So
yeah.
shit going on. Then we get Spider
A
Man.
lot of like new beginnings and endings at the same time.
Yeah, and then you definitely see that with the next movie, Spider Man Far From Home, where Peter has to kind of like take the mantle of like I'm the new superhero.
Yeah,
I have to start balancing my life in a way that I don't get to have life anymore. I have to be a superhero before anything.
yeah.
I like Far From Home.
Far
Far
From
From Home
was
was
great.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
Far From Home was a good movie.
Super good take on Mysterio, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so
Yes.
too.
Jake Gyllenhaal played that role really good. Really good.
I think the whole. I think that it connects a lot of dots because like it's a lot of people that used to work for Tony,
Yeah.
and then it was just done well, very very well.
Very cool, like the reveal of who Spider-Man is as Peter Parker, and while he's trying his absolute best to keep that away from everybody that loves him and all of the villains that may hurt his family and this and whatnot. it was cool. It was like it was the best way to do like a superhero story. It's very much in the vein of like Batman. It's like if they know who the fuck I am, there's gonna be a problem. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, you know. I think it was a cool movie. I don't think it's the best Spider-Man movie. The next one is definitely the best Spider-Man movie, but um,
yeah. That's
super dope. Super dope.
Best Night Monkey movie.
What was that?
Best Night Monkey movie.
Best Night Monkey movie?
the
Yeah.
monk. Yeah, best night, Mike.
And that will end off phase 3, unless you guys have anything else to say about Spider-Man 4 from home.
Mm-mm.
No, no. I mean, what else to say? Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, what would you guys rank these 10 amazing movies?
I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to remember all 10 of them.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Just pick your
Um,
pick your favorite one.
Your favorite one out of all 10?
My favorite, Infinity War is my favorite out of all
Yeah,
10.
it's probably Infinity War. Yeah.
For me, it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
I enjoyed how campy and how dumb it was. It made me
Oh
happy.
no, it's a great movie.
It
I
made-
just think as an overarching with all the characters and all the consequences and all the stakes, it had
Yeah.
the
So-
intensity.
So for the sake of it, we'll put these next things as part of like a separate thing that we do. So right now we are only doing Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and we'll do the Disney Plus series after because I'm sure I have to watch at least one or two of them at this point.
You probably should. Yeah.
I really
It would
want
help.
to watch WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Oh yeah, WandaVision's great.
Movie is the best.
Moon Knight, that's also another one I want.
Moon Knight's a
Great.
great one. I don't think I haven't liked any of the Disney Plus series at all.
Yeah,
What
they've
if?
all been great.
It's so much fun.
What
That
if?
was great too.
Yeah, what if was fun? I mean,
It's just different.
Okay.
It doesn't feel as
it ties
important.
into Doctor Strange too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
So,
But it's not and it's not directly canon though.
It's not directly canon.
But it's close enough. It
But
gets
it's part of
vibes ready.
yeah.
It prepared you. for
Makes
something.
it definitely gets your mindset like, all right, what could happen?
No, I get
What
it.
if?
What if? Oh. What if the movies decided to be true to the comics?
Oof.
Fantastic.
Right, that's a lot. That's a lot more movies. That's a lot. Part ones, part two in each movie.
Yep. The next actual movie though was the Black Widow movie, which I did not watch.
I liked it.
More
I liked it.
okay. I didn't watch it for a very specific reason, and I will get to that at some other time. Because right now, if I say it, it'll make me sad. So,
Okay. All right.
but I don't know. I've heard varying things about it, but you guys,
I thoroughly enjoy it. My
Mhm.
only complaint is Taskmaster.
Yes.
heard that was a problem.
It just doesn't make sense.
Is
No.
Taskmaster
Espe-
movie is he like exactly like Taskmaster from like
No.
no he's not wait what
She is not.
Yeah, she is not.
Yes.
It's not. It's like
It
was
has
10
nothing to
his
do.
name's like something Masters, right?
Yeah, something Masters.
It's really fucking lame.
Oh, that sucks. I love Taskmaster, dude.
Yeah, Taskmaster is a good villain.
He's a great
I want
villain.
my skeleton face.
That's what takes like a
Fucking
7 of a movie to a 4.
oh
Yeah.
man, I
Yeah.
love him. He just goes around.
The movie should have been with just like the regular Taskmaster. Like
Yeah.
they I get what they did. I understand the storyline they went for.
Yeah,
It's just I don't think it worked the way they tried to execute it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's weird because like yeah, you're right. Taskmaster's like a big fucking villain
Yeah.
because he's a shield agent. You know, it's not a shield agent who went bad. This is like the daughter of a I don't even know what he is.
He's part of the
He's like a
the
mobster
Red
or
Room.
something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
Red he basically created it's the daughter of the guy that created the Widows.
Yeah. And so it's a different storyline entirely, which it still works. Don't get me wrong. It's just like they should have just made it a different character.
Yeah. Shouldn't yeah, if you're gonna they could have used a different character instead of Taskmaster.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. It's crazy because like that's one of those like weird Marvel Cinematic Universe like retcons almost, where it's like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it,
I almost feel like to an extent at some point in the future they might do like, oh, there's another version of him or something.
Yeah, another Taskmaster.
Yeah.
this one happens to have a fucking skeleton face. Uh, I
Oh my god, I did it twice in a row.
I saw that.
Dude,
uh,
F this game.
I think
I was totally watching you. I'm like, come on!
I'm rooting for you.
Oh, it sucks.
Fucking, I think this is kind of one of those weird things where it's like they just, they were just like, we're gonna do this movie and just kind of
Yeah.
be a filler movie.
Well, Black Widow should have had her own movie way
A
before.
long time ago. It's true.
Yeah, a
It's
long
true.
time ago. She should have got her own movie before Infinity War came out.
Yeah.
I mean, we had 10 movies in that last
Yeah.
phase. We
And-
should have
and-
had it should have been 11 or more.
And the way I look at it is like if they wanted to have like sort of like a, she's gonna fight another girl villain or something like that, because I think that's like why they made Taskmaster a girl. I mean, they could have gone with like, what's the Miss Hydra or something like that.
Yeah.
They could have gone
Yeah.
with like somebody really fucking badass like that, where it's like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. And they could have saved Taskmaster for like Falcon
Later.
or for
Yeah.
Captain America or whatever. Like or they it could have just been in the Captain America show or something instead. The Captain America Falcon show.
Yeah.
They could
That
have
would
just
have
done
been cool.
it in
That would have
that
been cool if we had
show.
Taskmaster. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of like, going up, but there if they really wanted it to be that way, which I feel like they did,
Yeah.
I feel like they could have. There's plenty.
Can you
of
imagine the
awesome-
fight scene we would have had in Captain America and Falcon and Winter Soldier
Yeah.
with Taskmaster and Winter Soldier going at it?
That would be sick.
Yeah, no, I've been sick.
It would have been epic. I mean,
And-
obviously with Falcon flying in there too, but it would have been a sick scene.
Yeah. Well, that is what it is. Black Widow is kind of just, for me, from what I've been hearing, it just seems like it was kind of
I do like the movie though.
Yeah, I do like the
I mean,
movie.
The movie almost would have been better if like Yelena would have been the enemy
main
or something like
character,
that. Yeah, like there or her mom or something like that. Like there's so much they could have done differently.
Yeah,
And it's just
I
like
do
a weird,
Yelena,
it's just like a
though.
weird decision. Yelena's awesome, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like a weird decision. But I mean, it works. It does work. It's not a bad movie. I do like it.
Yeah.
I just think it was a weird thing to completely adjust the it's not even Taskmaster's origin in any way. It's weird.
No.
Ah,
Yeah.
that sucks. Well,
I mean, I go see it. I mean, I still.
It's still a good movie. It's still a good movie.
Yeah,
I
still a good movie.
I
Yeah.
still watch it, but
watch it.
Yeah.
After that, we got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh,
Awesome.
man. Yeah, I freaking love that movie.
Okay.
I knew I had a feeling this movie was gonna be great, and when I went in, I was not disappointed. I loved every bit of it. There was action, story. I mean, it had everything.
Okay.
yeah, it's very
So,
good. It's very
Yeah,
It redeems the Mandarin. Yeah.
good. It redeems the Mandarin. Well, the
Yes.
non-Mandarin.
yes,
Trevor. His name's Trevor.
yeah, yeah. I forget that he's in it, but like, I
He's-
love.
He actually like makes a good chunk of the movie, to be completely
Yeah,
honest.
he does. He
Like,
does.
he's hilarious.
I do like the story of like the true the Mandarin, like his true origin of how he became the
Mhm.
power or whatnot. So
Yeah.
I do enjoy that.
Okay. I feel like that
But
one.
yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I really liked it a lot.
That one's
Same.
cool. I mean, they're kind of in the. I feel like for Marvel movies, they're kind of in this spot where like they realized what they did in the like last few phases, and now they're just gonna be like, we can do
We
it.
can just do it. Yeah, we can just do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
We can just do whatever the fuck we want now because they're
Well, that
gonna come watch it, and if we add all these extra things, there's going to be content for many years to come.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only problem is that they have the resources like people to create everything in time for them to produce, like to release all these content.
Yeah.
Because like I was reading stuff as an artist, I was reading about like how a lot of people aren't willing to go work for Disney or Marvel because of like the high demand of what they're asking for these shows and movies. Especially after like it was a big article on like LinkedIn or something like that about like after Comic-Con how they told our next fate all the rest of the phases and what's the plan.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people are like leaving, like not a lot of artists are leaving. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to see like the way things are right now. I'm not
yeah.
sure how far they planned phase 3 while they were doing phase 2, but we're at
Yeah, I mean phase three's
which we
yeah.
can think of as the new phase 1. And as I'm
Yeah.
looking at this list, it goes all the way down to Marvel Zombies. Or as far as like movies, it comes down all the way down to
Wakanda Forever is the last part of phase 4.
Secret Wars, and that's 2025.
Secret Wars is the beginning of phase no, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum, that's the beginning of phase 5. That's the beginning of phase 5. And then because Wakanda Forever in November is the final phase 4 movie.
So they're already like thinking about phase 6 3 years from now.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. It's a I mean, I like that they have this plan and they've had to revamp the plan because unfortunate things happen. But they still have that plan in place. So I'm all for it. I'm a big Marvel fan. I've always been.
So we got 3 more movies we're gonna be talking about. One I totally forgot was a movie, and I forgot it came out, which is Eternals.
Yes. Yeah, I like Eternals a lot too.
I like Eternals, yeah.
I like Eternals a lot.
So I'm gonna let you guys talk about Eternals for a second. I'm actually gonna go throw myself down the stairs. I'll be right back.
That's fine.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Throw myself downstairs.
I do like the Eternals. I thought it was a really cool movie. I liked all the characters. I thought the cast was like really interesting and different because I didn't know a shit about any of them.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was super well done. I will say the only thing I don't like is the giant thing at the end.
Oh, the
just
Eternals.
doesn't make sense. Yeah, the giant
Eternal?
celestial body
The
sticking
Celestials. That's it. The Celestials
sticking out of the world. Like that's just the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same thing. I like, a lot of people tell me that they thought it was slow and it was like kind of boring. And I was like,
slow, but that's fine. You need storytelling for when you're introducing like 8 new characters.
8 new characters, but it's a different tone of movie. If you're going in there looking for Thor Ragnarok, that's not what you're getting. This is a different kind. This is a different tone, more of a serious tone, and like, then there's things that are happening outside of what we have seen, and so it's good to see all that. So like, makes me hopeful to see when they start telling other stories of characters being in the MCU without being involved in the Infinity War or whatever.
Nope.
Yeah, I saw that too.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that sucks. You can't go back.
You can't even die. There's no dying in the game.
Oh my god, you can't
There's
even
no way
quit.
to go back. Yeah, there's no way to go back. All right, I'm chopping. I'm quitting this game. I can't do this anymore.
But yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, but Eternals was great. Eternals was as much as people think it was slow and like long, I enjoyed it quite a bit. The celestial part, yeah, that was a little much, but kind of we didn't need to have it coming out of the planet because now I think the world's gonna blow up.
Right.
I mean, not the actual world, but in the Marvel universe, I think I'm like, well, what's gonna happen when this thing comes alive again?
It's dead though.
Yeah, it's dead. Is it dead? Is
It's
it?
dead. Yeah, it's dead.
I'm just waiting
They,
for
they killed it. They
But
killed
you know
it.
what this leads to is Galactus showing up at some point.
Yeah. Which we get some more cool stuff. We get to like literally rewind time in this sense. We
Mhm.
like the thing that you don't like is the thing that's literally happening now with the
Mhm.
MCU, where it's like we literally get to rewind time and all those bad movies that we've like lived through, we don't have
Yeah,
anymore. Ah,
yeah,
Michael messed up
I'm quitting.
he's quitting.
I'm
He's
quitting.
calling it taps. It's
Can't do that game anymore.
I don't even know where he's at, so it's like so hard to get like grab him now.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like back in all the bad movies that we got before, we get to like revamp them and make them better. Like
Right.
we get, a Silver Surfer movie, we're gonna get all kinds of other shit,
Oh, we're gonna get a ton of stuff.
So this is good. This is fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And obviously the last two movies, Spider-Man No Way Home, best movie phase 4. I'm not good.
Might be the best comic book movie.
Could be. Could be. Could even be. You know what? I as salty as that like makes me, it could possibly be. So
Because
He's
it because
accepting
it
it.
because it shits on Guardians. Is that why?
because it shits on Guardians, yeah. That's exactly why
Yeah.
actually. I couldn't
Mhm.
be more fucking mad about that.
But can you argue it though?
I can't. No. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
It's so much of a fucking perfect movie that I can't like even be mad
Mhm.
at it.
I'm only mad because we didn't get more Venom in it. But hey, I'm just a Venom fan.
Yeah, I know. I guessed that you were a Venom fan.
Yeah. I don't have him up here, so sorry.
Yeah, so that's
Eventually,
how much of a fan you are.
I have him behind me, and I have a bigger statue put away. But
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Put away.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah. What?
Ah, shit. Um,
And what's the next one? Was
Doctor
the
Strange.
Thor, Doctor Strange and Thor
oh
that
yeah,
just came
I'm
out.
sorry, 3. Yeah, Doctor Strange and Thor.
I like Doctor Strange. A little let down. I thought there was gonna be more
Yeah,
involved.
same.
Now, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm not saying
No.
at all. I really enjoyed
It's
it
a great movie, but it feels like there was meant to be the hype
more.
was so big
Yeah.
that it couldn't actually
I
live
thought
up
there was
to
gonna be
it.
a lot more involving. I'm not saying we're gonna see Krang in it, or I just thought there's gonna be a lot more involved.
Krang?
And hard to say, like
Krang,
to
yes,
to
from Ninja Turtles.
tell this multiverse phase.
I was hoping it was gonna go somewhere else, because in the
Yeah,
trailer, where I was like, "Oh, hey, cool, Shuma Gorath is gonna be here." No, he's fucking not.
yeah,
He's fucking
yeah,
not gonna be here. And
yeah. Didn't happen.
and I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." So now Shuma Gorath, no
I didn't like Wanda as the villain.
Dormammu,
Yeah.
fucking cool people that
Yeah,
I cared about. No
I,
more
I really,
just Ghost Rider.
yeah, I wanted, I just didn't like her as the villain. I wanted someone
Mm-mm.
else like
Wanda.
not the Mamu. What's the one they kept suggesting that was in WandaVision, Mike? That everybody kept thinking it was in WandaVision. The villain that was controlling
Oh,
everything.
oh.
Starts with an M.
Mephisto.
More
Maestro?
Maestro,
No.
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be the big baddie showing up
Yeah.
at some point, but maybe later. Who
That's
knows?
that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for that like whole series, especially when the fucking like the trailer for Spider-Man was fucking about, our very own Michael Morbius here. I was
Yeah,
like, oh cool, we're gonna start getting some movies that have like a little like kind of like dark bullshit in it. I'm about it. I'm really excited. Um, and we didn't get that.
no,
Not at all. We got Jim Halpert getting fucking blown up, and
that was kind of funny. That
that
was
was-
kind of funny.
and we get Black Bolt kind of
Yeah,
owning himself.
yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think if we don't get these characters again, that it was a waste. To be
Yeah.
honest.
I hope that we get Asian Jim instead. Even though he's also part of the universe, I hope we get Asian Jim as Mr. Fantastic, and it just does
That'd
this.
be kind of,
It plays this whole like thing.
Well, the rumor is
that'd be
that
fun.
it's Penn Badgley.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
And
And
then
the last one, Thor.
yeah,
Thor, Love and
Thor
Thunder.
was great. Thor was great.
Yeah. It,
not like Ragnarok, like it didn't
Yeah.
have to be serious.
no,
Mhm.
and it's exactly what is promoted in the trailers, and people
But
are
it
like,
had, but it had just a good enough amount of serious.
yeah.
Like the gore was actually
Actually,
pretty terrifying.
Gore was
And,
Christian Bale's
and
Gore was brilliant.
yeah, he was really well done.
So there's
So.
like a weird thing about gore, and this visually in this, because that's another thing. Because I've seen gore in fucking like comic
Oh
books.
no, for
Yeah.
sure.
Similar.
For sure. No, that I mean, that's the thing is like sometimes the character changes work, right? Sometimes changing a character works. Sometimes a character
Yeah.
changing doesn't work. You know, that's
Let's
like
hear it, though.
it definitely worked here. But the reason why, I mean, you're looking at like somebody Christian Bale, and you're gonna hire Christian Bale and then put like 10 pounds of mask makeup
CG.
all over his face
Yeah.
and CG all over him, like.
CGI him
that's-
out of
it's
the whole
just
thing.
gonna-
You want his
yeah, it's like then
performance.
why did you bring him?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you
I
could have
mean,
got anybody.
his
then,
performance made God.
He
the
was
Book-
terrifying.
yeah.
He really reminded me of Kratos. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
he was like a skinny, creepy Kratos.
Yeah.
but basically, that's what he was.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to show you guys a picture after this at some point that is going to make that make sense.
I did want to see more of Valkyrie, and I did like Jane Foster as the Almighty Thor. I could have
Yeah,
done
she
with
was
more
very
of
cool.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be back. Don't worry.
I'm pretty sure she'll be back too.
There's a guarantee that she'll be back.
I would love to say the spoiler what she can come back as, but yeah.
Right. God, I can't wait to find this picture to show you fellas. It's gonna be. Oh, here we go. There we go. Can I get like the whole thing?
Can I get a what?
Yeah,
we
you
go.
get a what?
Actually, I'm gonna post this on their leveled admin channel really quick.
Do it.
Well,
I got the stream voice chat right here too.
oh yeah, you know what? I should do that. You're right. You're a smart guy. You're much smarter than I am.
Debatable.
Oh no, not at all, actually. But yeah, geez, I mean, of these, of the
That's fun. That's
That is fun. That is
yeah,
fun.
I like that.
Yeah, that's
that's good. I'm into that. That's funny.
I sent him this.
That's pretty
That's
good. I like that.
But yeah, what was your favorite?
I mean, but the crazy part is like his character like isn't wrong.
No, he's not. He's not wrong at all. He could. He
Yeah.
could.
I think I gotta save that. That's a great.
Yeah, he's
I
not
gotcha.
wrong. I mean,
No.
evidently when he encountered like their very first god that he, that him and his people worshipped, and that they just, it was like he was nothing. He
Yeah.
was nobody. Like that was just like, damn, like go get it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, right.
get to it, boy. Like you got like you got to do it because this is real. Like it made. Yeah, I mean, it's like the same thing. People sometimes are like Thanos wasn't wrong, and there's like a lot of different takes on the perspective.
Wrong. No way.
Thanos? No. No.
It couldn't be any less like wrong at all. But like actual Thanos from the comics, oh yeah, no, he's the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
I'll send you guys a picture actually that Kirk sent me here.
This person asshole after that movie.
So, with what we've talked about so far, the movies as far as Phase 4, we're all gonna pick the same movie. I'm gonna be 100%
of course.
sure we're all gonna pick Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah,
That's number one.
there's no doubt. And then it's definitely Thor, and then I'd say
No, Black Widow's kind of up there, guys.
Doctor Strange.
second shit. No, just-
I do like Black Widow though. I thought
I
Black
do
Widow
like Black
was
Widow.
actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's again, it's like it's that realism film, right?
Yeah.
Where it brought you back to that, like, okay, like all the rest of them are fantastical, but this one's like real, you know?
Yeah.
So I can't. It's just different. That's the thing. It's like every 4 Marvel movies is like they keep their pattern, right? They always have
Yeah.
their like fun formula, and then they give you like this serious movie, right? They just throw
Yeah.
here's a serious one for you, and I think that's what you're gonna get with Black Panther, or with Wakanda Forever, but it's gonna be like a variation of it because now you are introducing Namor and having a little bit more of this, different sort of like because well
Shang.
they do use some like
Yeah.
water breathing technology, don't they? Isn't that what they like? You see it in the videos. They have like some sort of
Yeah.
thing over their face. So that maybe they're just another like super high tech civilization. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not fantastical. Maybe it is a more realistic movie.
Pretty
Yeah.
fantastical. Well, like
Well, that's
Um.
true because he doesn't wear a
Yeah.
mask.
Neymar. Yeah.
forgot, you
That's
know,
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
he's
Oh, but
kind of just
Shang-Chi was like a mixture.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi was like
Shang-Chi was great.
fantastical, but also semi-realistic-ish,
Yeah.
sort of.
I'm definitely gonna put semi-real. Yeah. If I'm gonna,
I,
I'm gonna definitely put Spider-Man No Way Home, but Shang-Chi's probably like number 2. I feel like for me, like it's in there. Then maybe
I would say that my last one's probably Eternals.
yeah,
like
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I,
I
I,
like
I
Turtles a lot too, but it's not
nah,
you know.
no, it's not that great.
Yeah.
It probably is.
Eh,
It's probably is. It's mine's probably Spider-Man, Thor, Shang-Chi,
yeah,
Black Widow, Eternals. No,
yeah.
Doctor Strange is in there too. Yeah,
It's
I don't
tough.
know.
it's
I
for
like Doctor
me.
Strange, but I didn't love Doctor Strange though. I liked it, but I
Yeah,
didn't love it.
It's the best 5 out of 10, which is why I'm gonna do Spider-Man, Thor, Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange, uh, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, and Eternals.
Okay,
mm,
I, I, I actually align entirely. I redact my previous statement. I think you lined it up right,
Yeah.
and you haven't even seen Black Widow.
Exactly. But you guys seem to enjoy it this much. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah, I think I'll go there because I think that the problem with Doctor Strange for me was that maybe it's the fact that it was like
It's
the
the fact
ultra hyped. It's like the ultra hyped movie, right?
yeah,
It was like the ultra because you just came off of Spider-Man being living up to the hype. Like
yep,
it had the hype and then it came out and it was the hype and it was incredible and you're like, holy shit. And then you go to Doctor Strange next and there was like such a tease about this, how insane it was going to be, and it fell short. So I do feel like comparative to the other movies, it's like there was a level of disappointment with it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think what happened, yeah, definitely the hype, and I think that audience expectations for sure were like a huge
They were too
factor.
high. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
too high. They were
yeah,
too high. Yeah.
audience expectations and audience speculation, I think, was a huge like detriment to how good that movie was gonna do. Like,
Hmm.
no matter what,
Hmm.
like even if it hit all the right buttons, it was
Yeah.
still not gonna be the
Yeah. No,
movie.
you're right. You're right. Because it couldn't possibly live up to the presumed expectations that it actually
Because
even
what
had the potential of reaching.
Yeah, because
yeah,
exactly like what happened right before. We got 3 Spider-Men.
Hmm.
You know, we got a
Yeah,
movie with
it nailed it. It nailed it.
yeah. Nailed it. Super good.
Yeah.
freaking Alfred Molina coming back as freaking Doc Ock. We got freaking Willem Defriend coming back as freaking Green Goblin. Um,
Yeah, Jamie Foxx is
Fox as
Yeah,
Jamie, just himself. He's just being himself.
you
Nothing
just
different.
Jamie Foxx than anything, and it's
yeah,
good. So I mean,
He's just Jamie Fox as himself.
mhm.
Um,
yeah,
it's just
He's Electro, right? Electro.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Electro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sandman. You had
Yeah.
the voice for Sandman, but without the actual
Without-
actor of Sandman. And I think you had the voice for Lizard without being Lizard too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think they showed face. I think they turned it. Like they did a small face cameo at the end
Mm.
Like some CG
because
thing.
they had to. They fixed them. They,
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They fixed them.
So
Fix them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, shoot, that was a lot. That was a lot of fucking movies. That's a lot of things to go
that
through.
was a lot. That
We
was a
covered a
that was a
lot.
big load. Yeah.
Sure, we could have gotten more in depth, but I'm glad that we didn't. Thank God, because this would have been way longer.
Way longer.
True.
But at some point, we're going to talk about the Disney Plus series. We're going to talk about it in a certain way because I'm sure Angel is kind of caught up, so he'll be able to bring in a little bit more
Nice.
of his what am I going to say? I'm going to say his youthful vigor. He's going to put a little bit of youthful vigor into
His youthful vigor. I forget.
that's a statement.
It is a statement.
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
Well, I mean, there's not much else we can say until more content comes out. I'm going to be excited to talk about more of that in a future date. I want to talk about some more upcoming video game stuff that I've actually been lining up for a little while. We'll get to that. We'll get to that pretty soon because there's a lot of cool video games coming out. 2023, there's a lot of cool things coming out very soon, actually, within the next couple of months that we could talk about.
Right.
For like hours.
Yes.
Namely, God of War Ragnarok.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's a whole episode on its own.
Then we'll freaking figure that out. But as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Leveled Up podcast, not a podcast, sponsored by Underleveled. And shit, man, what else is there to say? Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Michael Nightmare. Thank you, Jaw21, for joining.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And Angel was here, kind of. He's there. He's like right.
For 5
Actually,
minutes.
like this is actually what
Yeah.
Angel is and what he looks like.
He's right here. He's
What's
right.
that?
He's with us. He's with us in heart.
Yes,
In spirit.
He is truly iconic. I believe that. That's why we
Yeah.
call him. That's why John calls him El Guapo.
Guapo.
But yeah, this is episode 1. You know, thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for hanging out, and we will catch you guys for episode 2. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
Soon.
soon.
Coming soon.
Soon. To be announced.
To be announced.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
Catch you
you.
later.
Game over.